Hi, Konko. Hi, Kawagata. I didn't do that. Don't look at me. Hi, Papang. Look at my birds. Cute. I got a little heart. Yes, I speak English. I've been speaking English. I can't sing right now, but yeah, I could give you a fidget. I can't do a 360 with a phone in my hand, bro. Give me a second. I'm from California. Also, what's wrong with it being baggy, bro? Yeah, I bet he did. Hello, Ancy. I don't have a dad. My name's Blue. Did you say your name is Afif? I'm gonna keep calling you Babong, by the way. Babang, I mean. Because that's the name that it gives me. I'm never gonna remember something other than the name that is given. My stomach is angry. Yep. Good luck with you as well. I had a plan for this video, but then it didn't go as planned, so. Like, it was supposed to screencast and everything so that I could play a game, but it didn't work. I was supposed to play Moko or something. Like Monster Co. Oh my god, my stomach's being so angry. But yeah, I was supposed to be playing Moko for this stream, but the screencast didn't work. Also, my birds are being chirpy. Good morning, Sunny Doob. How are you doing? I slept very long, not gonna lie. I don't know if it was well, but it was long. What do you mean Peppa Pig, bro? Yeah, I think I might be sick. And now my stomach won't stop growling, which means I could eat again. But there's no food right now. And I have to wait for more in the morning so I could ask for like a ham sandwich. Good morning. It is not the afternoon, it is 4 a.m. Well, 4:26 a.m. where I'm at, yeah. Oh, California. No, I just turned on a light. I'm not even vaping right now. Why are you asking what flavor vape? I don't have a vape anymore. But I just woke up, bro. Um, oh, there is one on the nightstand, but it's dead. It's like dead, dead. It's blue raspberry. It's 4:28 actually. And I can't sleep, bro. I've been sleeping. I sleep a little bit too much. And what if I wanted to watch, oops. I was hoping there was an easier way to There is not an easier way to do that, so we're just gonna go take this, and you're gonna watch this with me by me turning my screen, because screen share is broken. Hi. Guess what? I finally figured... Shut the fuck up, bro. I finally figured out how to get my full account back on YouTube. So, yippee. Nothing much is up. What's up with you? I was trying to figure out if I could turn the screen so you guys could watch this with me, but...
I just want to let everyone know that I have commissions open as well as a Ko-fi page. The link is in the description as well as my channel bio. I just want to let everyone know that I have commissions open as well as a Ko-fi page. The link is in the description as well as my channel bio. If you are interested and able to support, please check them out. Love you guys. Okay, on to the video.
That's good.
Hey y'all, my name is Cam. It's been a while, but in my absence, I've decided to sit down and really think. How do you even go about making OCs in the first place? My current lineup of characters mostly consists of OCs that I have made years ago, with a few updates here and there. While I have made a few new OCs in the past couple years, I consider myself mostly out of practice. However, after this year's art fight, I have found a new curiosity when it comes to the actual process of making OCs. Let's start with a short history lesson. Where do OCs even come from? The word OC is actually an acronym, which stands for Original Character, but where does it actually originate from? Unfortunately, there really isn't any hard proof on when the phrase was first officially used, but many cite DeviantArt as its first spotting way back in the early 2000s. As far as what counts as an OC or original character can be kind of finicky, with some sites centering the definition around a fictional character created by an individual, which is not tied to any pre-existing media, canon, or company. Although there is a such thing as fan OCs, but we'll get to them later. I plan on mainly focusing on the different avenues you can go into creating an original character. Please note that this video is meant to be very broad in the topics we'll cover. Like, I won't be going into too much depth on storytelling or character design. There is a lot that goes into creating a new character, and I don't want to overwhelm anyone if it's their first time or they're just getting back into character creation. So, let's get started with the first section. Let's get these ideas rolling, okay? Think about your favorite pieces of media, like video games, books, TV shows, comics, podcasts, or the back of your body wash bottle because you didn't realize you'd be stuck on the toilet, but it's too late to get up to get your phone because you're like smack dab. Literally any thought or interesting scenario that has ever come to mind, this is its time to shine, okay? Don't think too hard though. Like, it's okay if it's stupid. I actually want it to be stupid. Like, some of my best ideas come from things that I was like, oh, that would be so funny. And then it turned out to actually be kind of interesting. Like, there's interesting things in stupidity. That's one of the main takeaways we're going to get from this. And while you're doing this, I really encourage you to, like, start writing this stuff down and picking out pieces of things that you like whether it be your pieces of media, and like specifically choose what sticks out to you. My reasoning behind this is pretty simple. It keeps you engaged with your OCs. I can understand this obsession of wanting to make your characters seem like super in-depth and interesting and something that's never been done before, but I hate to burst your bubble, that's impossible. It has probably been done before. You might as well have fun with the concept. So in building a foundation on something you're actually able to engage with, set yourself up for success later down the line. So the last thing you want to do is make a character you have very little fun or interest in making.
What is this?
What do you mean, what is this? I'm a custom wood burner. I'm custom wood burning. You clicked on custom wood burning. Did you think I'd be sitting here farting around? No, I'm custom wood burning.
My bad. Oh, shoot, my bad. Hey.
Depending on how much you had either written down or thought up in the top of your noggin, you might be able to create a character based off what you already have, or you may have quite a few ideas and then feel overwhelmed again. Don't worry, luckily for you, time is on your side. I like to dub this section of the process clay molding or custom wood burning. This is where you start narrowing down all of your ideas based on a set criteria I'll list out right now. First up is which idea interests or excites me the most. This is the one you're most enthusiastic about in this moment. You can feel yourself getting excited, and you feel a lot of more branching ideas sprouting off of this one. Don't spend so much time on something that you're not really that passionate about or can't think of something yet. You can always revisit these other ideas later. My next point is, what do I feel is the easiest for me to execute at the moment? There are some ideas that I personally come up with that turned out to be too complicated, so I then have to simplify them. There's no shame in doing that, and I can always revise it to be more complex later on. This next one is more so catered to those who may have a few OCs already, and that is there something I've never done before? I am a little guilty of not listening to this piece of advice. I do have my comfort zone. I really like making cutie patootie OCs. I cannot help myself. However, it kind of causes your characters, especially if you're writing like an actual story, to be kind of samey and it can be a little boring. So I really implore you to kind of think outside of the box and what you're usually used to. This last piece of advice is very take it or leave it. So if it doesn't apply, well, let it fly. But I know for me it does. And that is there enough content? Just to be clear, I don't mean is the story fleshed out enough. We're not even at the story. I more so mean is there enough material for you to work with this idea? And sometimes that answer might be no. Like, we'll think of something and we might have to come back to it later because we don't really have enough substance. So that's really what I'm asking. Is there enough substance for you to create this character? Again, this whole list is very rough and abstract, so just do what works best for you.
Where are we going? I'm taking you home.
This is not the way the house, Kurt.
Oh, no, not your home. My home.
Remember when I said that brainstorming kind of serves as your foundation? Yeah, well, I lied. Kind of. Think of that brainstormy scenario idea as like the base of the house, aka your OC, and the next thing as the real bones of your house. Because all the character design and whatnot is gonna break down into a tiny million pieces if your house don't got good bones. That's right, we're talking about setting. Depending on who you are, this is probably the most daunting yet most useful section if you decide to create other characters to go along with your initial OC, or if you were thinking about revising some old ones. Thinking about time period,
That's my
or
struggle,
even alternative universes
setting.
such as like fantasy, sci-fi, a little mix and match of the themes. There is one show, it's called Sex Education. It's a really good show. But one of the things I like about it is that the costuming is very 80s inspired, even though the characters themselves have like social media and like phones. So I think that can also be really exciting to do with your characters. Although I do off of anything. We are finally getting to my favorite section. I really like character designing a very normal amount. As someone who likes fashion styles and whatnot, getting to experiment with different styles through characters is super fun. With that being said, I tend to make human characters. So this all depends on what type of characters you decide to create and seeing where that takes you. But don't worry, I did think about my furries, feral, anthro character. You are not forgotten, furry community. There are pretty obvious websites you can use like Pinterest, but I also decided to link a few alternative options in the description. Some websites like Refern or Cosmos function very similar to Pinterest, except I think its search engine shows different kinds of options because I know Pinterest has a habit of cycling the same thing. Like, it doesn't really show you anything new. The other website I have linked is specifically for my furry and feral creators. Actually, it is a card which consists of unique looking species of animals. I don't know how helpful it is, but I did click around through it and I think it's also pretty helpful, as well as if you're somebody who makes like different types of creatures. One of the biggest things, regardless of what kind of character you're creating, is to really remember where your setting takes place. For example, if your character is set in a post-apocalyptic world, why is bro dripped out? I'm not saying that you have to completely scrap ideas because it doesn't necessarily fit into the aesthetic of the world that you built. It's just really consider the little details you decide to add on characters before just placing them randomly, you know? And remember, sometimes visuals speak more than words, so when you are designing these characters, really think about their background.
Okay. Make sure I'm alone.
I'm gonna be honest with you, this section can actually be about storytelling, but there is a reason why I decided not to call it that. I am not the best at writing. Actually, sitting
A sound the family must depart.
Booking.com.
Like the entrance of a friend. A resort my darling Gomez would die for. A vengeful villa, perfect for my little death traps. A little slice of purgatory. Rest in peace.
Find exactly what you're looking for. Booking.com? Booking.com?
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be making a big fat bowl of pasta.
Why are we making a big fat bowl of pasta, Nevaeh?
Well, first of all, if you know anything about me, you know I love pasta. Second of all, I was on YouTube looking at some people eating big plates of pasta.
And I thought to myself, I want to make an even bigger bowl of pasta.
So that's what we're doing today, guys. Around me, we're going to be making a big bowl of pasta. We're going to be making our spaghetti sauce from scratch. We're just going to make a simple marinara, put some spaghetti to boil, add some cheese, and voila, a beautiful plate of pasta. Okay guys, let's get into the ingredients. You're going to need 2 cans of whole peeled tomatoes,
1.5 cup of chicken stock,
garlic, which I already have all diced up here, some tomato paste, and our beautiful plant Sam. So everyone say hi to Sam. Oh, she smells so good. Basil's the best. So yeah, and then you need some basil. We're going to add some olive oil into her right away. Add our garlic. So I'm going to add these tomatoes into it right away. Now we're going to add in our tomato paste. We're supposed to put this in with the garlic, fry it up a little bit, and then put it in, but I forgot. So there's that. So you guys are probably wondering,
Right, how come you've been so happy lately?
I want to make pasta.
well, I decided that I would stop doing that and try to be as positive as I can for you guys, but also for myself. Because although I do like talking about what's happening in my life, and I know you guys like hearing about it, I like to make this and keep this a very, very super duper positive space. And also I've been drunk, like 24/7. We are gonna get a drink on. This is gonna be a drunk mukbang.
Okay, not actually.
Yay.
But,
We're
Oh,
actually be using this alcohol for, of course, cooking. You guys have seen me use this before. I'm gonna be putting a bunch of alcohol in here, about 2 cups, I would say. I totally forgot to tell you guys that you need wine for this. You do need wine for this. You could go without wine, but personally, I like alcohol in my food. Not straight up, but cooked out. And add our chicken stock. Okay guys, now behind me I just have a boiling pot of water, and beside me I have our pasta.
I want this pasta so bad, bro.
Okay guys, I'm so excited. This is 2,000 grams of pasta. I'm so excited. I have 3 types of cheeses here. I have like your good old fashioned actual brick of Parmesan cheese. And then over here I just have some of your kind of like bottled Parmesan cheese that you can buy. And then over here I just have a piece of feta. So I'm gonna go ahead, party foul, and grate some of this in. I think it's time to eat. What do you think? Oh my god, this is crazy.
Oh my god. I want it. This makes me so happy. and hungry.
I also have a salad. And let's see what we're drinking today. Okay. Although I love this cheese, I actually really like the, I don't know why, I'm obsessed. I like both a lot. Oh my god, guys, I'm in heaven. If you love pasta, make sure to like this video. And also, guys, I'm going to be taking requests from you to, one, make a giant food. So if you have an idea for a giant food you'd like to see me make, leave it down in the comments. And if there's a specific food that you want me to eat, leave it in the comments. And
Which food do you want me to put in the comments, guys?
Cheers. Oh my god. Sorry guys. It was like really hot. Woo!
Man, I want this pasta. Look how big and how yummy it looks.
Conjuring Last Rites, final chapter, final trailer, online now.
Oh, wow.
We got
Okay, what time is it? It's 4:54.
Bye.
Matt Stoney got shit on me. Jokes, he crushes me in any type of food eating contest. These trains, I think that's the one thing I will never stop complaining about. It's the trains, because
I can't tell if the comments are turned off or not. You guys are probably commenting and I'm just not seeing it. Let me find out. Oh, they are on. I just had to make sure because, like, sometimes they randomly turn off.
on like a day-to-day basis, it actually doesn't bother me because I hardly notice it, but the minute I start filming, I notice it.
한 개를 먼저 낼게요.
Bum, bum, bum.
안녕하세요 여러분. 인터넷에 찾아보니까 짜파게티 맛있게 하는 방법이 있더라고요. 그래서 오늘은 너무 쉽더라. 뭐 옛날부터 국방 한다고 했는데 하나도 못해가지고 디자인으로 제가 한번 국방을 한번 도전해볼게요. 좀 하지도 않았어요. 여러분한테 보여주려고. 근데 여러분 김이 모락모락 올라올 때 뭐 둘러주세요. 올리브유. 그러니까 이거 두르기 전에 이거 짜파게티에 있는 고미를 넣으면 좋대요. 근데 귀찮으니까 안 넣을래요. 아 근데 제가 실수했어요. 이거 썰어놓지도 않았는데 잠시 불 끌게요. 대파랑 양파.
He stabbed himself in the eye.
근데 대파랑 양파만 있으면 되거든요. 일단 양파 먼저 썰어줄게요.
I'm not popping a titty, fool.
나 여기 무서워.
I could pop a bra.
양파 하나 썰어주고 한 개를 먼저 낼게요.
Bing. One.
괜찮으세요? 여러분 요리할 때는 꼭 고우장 고우장 함께 하세요.
Nothing much. What's up with you?
파이프로 기름이 나오는 모양이에요. 일할 때 꼭 올리브유를 사용을 해야 된다고 하네요. 그럼 이제 양파 넣어줄게요. 당근은 사실 좋아하는 편은 아닌데 기분 내기요. 원룸은 기분 내보려고. 근데 이 당근이 눈에 진짜 좋대요. 이게 사람 눈 모양처럼 생겨가지고 지금 눈에 좋대요. 이거는 촘촘촘 썰어줄게요. 할 땐 조심. 이 정도면 기분 낼 수 있겠어요.
I have a tit. Fuck you, bitch. Eat shit. I'm pretty sure it's Korean or Japanese.
볼게요. 총 4종이에요. 다시 불 켜고 이 스프는 5개 했어요. 여러분 이거 끓이실 때 너무 확 끓이면 안 되고 좀 덜 익은 상태에서
I understand it a little bit, not a lot. He's just talking about how to cook things. And he's saying what ingredients to add and stuff.
해야 된대요. 그리고 면수도 버리시면 안 돼요. 여러분 이 정도면 되는 거 같거든요. 플레이트를 한번 해볼게요. 또 나와. 이거 진짜 보통 일이 아니네. 이렇게 플레이트 한번 해보겠습니다. 와 향이 너무 좋아요. 안 보이는데. 우와 여러분 비주얼 진짜 맛있겠다. 이제 그럼 여러분 같이 먹을 반찬들 같이 세팅해볼게요.
He just attacked himself with his own food.
너무 힘들었어요. 울 것 같으니까 빨리 먹어볼게요. 이거는 실비 파김치예요. 선화동 실비김치 있죠? 거기서 이번에 새로 나온 파김치라고 합니다. 제가 샀어요.
He's talking about kimchi.
한 번.
I mean, I guess, kinda.
결과물을 좀 보여드릴게요. 와, 대박. 여러분 진짜 대박이에요. 재료가 그렇게 많이 들어갔는데 똑같아요. 짜파게티랑 똑같아요.
My stomach's growling too.
Time plus money. With benefits like free delivery, it saves you money with the free part and time with the delivery part. And that's more time and money for you to do you. Become a Walmart Plus member today.
Living with opioid addiction can be a struggle. Supplicate with counseling is for adults with moderate to severe opioid addiction.
This is so chaotic.
이거는 실비 파김치예요.
This is so aggressive, bro.
네, 아삭하고 맛있긴 하다. 스팸, 통스팸. 식었다. 근데 맛이 하나도 안 달라요. 진짜 맛이 하나도 똑같아요. 그냥. 제가 뭐 잘못했을까요? 청경채랑 같이. 너무 맛있다.
He likes eating the vegetables, he said.
그냥 일반사로 삼행시 한번 해볼게요. 킬.
Oh, it's Korean.
너무 매워요. 죄송해요. 너무 맵다. 그래서 이거 먹으니까 정신이 없어서
Nope.
이거 좀 자제하도록 하겠습니다. 타르타르 소스 끼바에 찍어 먹어요. 근데 얘는 이름이 타타르네요. 제가 저번에 타르타르가 귀여운
I don't have matching anything, bro.
결국 자기 이름을 놓지 못했어.
Only the pants match the bra.
여기.
No, bitch. This isn't OnlyFans.
일단 물도 좀 빨리 먹고 끝낼게요. 이거 꼴리는 맛이다. 엄청 아삭아삭해. 근데 이게 지금 완전 품절 대란이에요, 여러분. 저 이거 교육 공부했습니다. 스키팅 해야 돼, 스키팅. 스파게티? 스파게티? 정말 매워요. 와. 사장님 이렇게 또 멀찍하는 거 어쩐다 봐. 여러분 저 알았어요. 여기 누구나 너무 자극적이어서 조금 밍숭밍숭한 거는 맛있네요. 여러분 뭐 그냥 이렇게 먹을까요? 이러고 싶나봐요. 초창기 시절로 돌아갔는데요. 오늘은 이렇게 먹을게요. 상당히 좀 지치네요. 라면이요. 배터리. 여러분 지금 배터리가 묻어가지고 이거 같이 먹어요. 배터리 나가면 빨리 먹을게요.
Conjuring left, right, second, fifth.
Murder.
I've been engaging with the online art community for over 15 years. In that time, I've seen all sorts of claims about art and how to make art. What I believe and I carry with me is that you absorb all the knowledge you can, even the bad knowledge, and especially the knowledge that gives you an excuse to work less hard. More on that later. But a lot of things you hear people say, especially younger and experienced artists, might hurt you more than it helps. In 2021, I made the decision to truly work on my art and listen to industry professionals. I started doing the things I was supposed to, and I got a lot better very quick. It was kind of God for me moment. And to get better, I had to unlearn some very harmful things that I picked up as a beginner. Here are 3 of the most important ones to help me go from this to this in 1 year. Number 2 may be a bit controversial, so please go into this video with an open mind. Okay, let's do it. You've probably heard this one 100 times. Just practice more. Or worse, if you're not improving, you're just not drawing enough. And hey, that sounds fair, right? Practice equals progress. That's what I believe too. So I drew every day. I was doing the thing. Grinding, showing up, but something wasn't clicking. My work wasn't actually getting better, not in the ways that mattered. My proportions were still off, my values were muddy, my character still looked stiff, and I kept thinking, okay, maybe I just need to draw more, but that wasn't the problem. The truth is, I wasn't practicing, I was repeating. It's like going to the gym and lifting weights with bad form. You might be stronger, sure, but you're also training bad habits that are really hard to fix later and maybe cause an injury. I wasn't asking why something looked wrong. I wasn't breaking things down. I wasn't studying artists I admired or applying what I learned. It wasn't intentional practice. It was just drawing over and over, hoping something would magically click. I've seen younger artists say things like, they want to do the practice, but I don't know how. And that's fair too. So yes, drawing a lot is good. But in 2021, when I decided I was going to get better, one of the things I did was drawing with purpose. I identified the weaknesses in my work and started drawing to improve those areas. And we have the internet. We have way more resources in 2025 than I did when I was a child back in like the Stone Age. But no, seriously, it really was as easy as seeing that I had bad anatomy and Googling how to get better at drawing anatomy and applying all of that. So these things all
Someone else take top
and eventually when you
fan,
draw, you will know
take
what
the
to work on. You
crown,
will adjust your
snatch it.
mindset to be better with each drawing, and you will get better at identifying what needs work so you can repeat the process until you truly love your art. A problem that also holds young artists back from getting better, and I say this with love, I say this from a place of knowing because I once did this, is that a lot of young artists make excuses when they know their shortcomings. It's just my art style. Art has no rules. No one likes my art because of the algorithm. Criticism is rude, so I'm not gonna listen to you. I say these things because they were comfortable, because they allowed me to draw without thinking of
Sorry,
my
I'm
shortcomings.
learning
So I
about
sit
art.
down, draw my OCs with dislocated shoulders and giraffe arms, knowing that I can rely on my trusty excuses to comfort me. But getting better at something isn't always comfortable. If you want to get great results in the gym, you have to eat the right things and research what workouts you must do and how to do them properly. If you want to get good at an instrument, you have to learn how it works and you have to play songs you love and you're gonna suck for a while. And if you want to get good at art, you have to acknowledge your shortcomings and face them head on by actually practicing, not just drawing more. So yes, drawing more will help if you are drawing with the intention of improving by doing the things that help you improve. Learn color theory, learn about values, learn about the bones and the muscles. It is a lot, but if you like my teaching style, you can subscribe and I'll help guide you through everything. And speaking of teaching, the next slide, and stay with me here, please don't get mad just yet, is that you don't need formal education. No, wait, put the pitchforks down. I'm not saying you have to go to university for art. I know not everyone wants to and not everyone can afford it. If you are watching this video, you have a device that can access the internet, so you can learn pretty much anything. I took a few art classes in college and I got so much value from art appreciation class. Here's an anecdote. In my art appreciation class, I learned about the portrait of Ross. Before I tell you about this piece, I want to talk about a TikTok trend. I don't want to show any footage because a lot of the people who participate in this trend are younger people and everyone deserves a chance to learn and grow. So just take my word on this, and if you know what videos I'm talking about, back me up in the comments. So there was a trend where people would go to museums and stand in front of art pieces they thought that they could make. All of these videos are disrespectful and ignorant, but the one that shocked me the most was one of a young queer person standing in front of the portrait of Ross. Why is this shocking? Well, the portrait of Ross is a kind of artwork where museums buy the rights to exhibit it. It exists in many places at once. It is infinitely replicable, and the fact that this work exists in this way adds to its meaning. The artwork consists of a pile of multicolored candy in the corner of a room. This pile weighs 175 pounds, the weight that the partner of artist Felix Gonzalez Torres' partner, Ross Laycock, was before he began to deteriorate due to AIDS. When you encounter this artwork, you are encouraged to take a piece of candy. Eventually, all the candy will be gone, symbolizing Ross's passing. For over 30 years, Ross's memory has been kept alive through this artwork. It is beautiful, and it also makes you think, why are we participating in this artwork? Why are we eating Ross's metaphorical body? Is there an extra meaning that we can infer from the fact that the candy continues to be refilled other than for the exhibited artwork to continue existing? One more thing you have to know about this artwork is that sometime between 2018 and 2022, the Art Institute of Chicago removed references to Ross Laycock, homosexuality, and AIDS from the wall level of the portrait of Ross. They even said that the piece was 175 pounds because it was the weight of the average male. Ross was removed from the portrait of Ross. This story of pain of what queer people faced during the AIDS epidemic was removed from an artwork that would not have existed without that story. So back to the TikTok trend, many people in the comments of these trends say things along the lines of, if the piece isn't beautiful or interesting, without the plaque next to it explaining what it means, then it isn't good. And I hope by now you know how untrue that is. Because the people who think they could have made the portrait of Ross, no you couldn't. Because you didn't go through the AIDS epidemic. You didn't lose the person you loved. You didn't immortalize your work using your creative ability. You can draw a pile of candy in the corner, but this is what art education is. I don't think some people can afford that. It's also make very meaningful art in my opinion. You can make art that is visually beautiful, of course, but if you think the plaque is worthless, you're literally not going to give that any meaning. One of the first things I learned in art appreciation class is that it is impossible to separate the art from the artist. If anyone says to do that, they don't know what they're talking about. This piece wouldn't be as impactful as it is if it wasn't made in the time that it was made by the person who made it. It is a pretty painting today, but a controversial piece in its time, and you require full context to understand that. This piece is incredible. Look at this reflection. A piece like this would impress anyone, even those without art education. Some may say this is real art because it's the kind of art that clearly took a lot of time and skill. But who made it? Oh, it is made by John Von Eyck.
I'm watching something, my bad. At the moment, yes, I'm gonna just lay here because no one's talking to me. You dumb bitch. If no one talks to me, I can't do anything. Like, what's the point? And I sure as hell ain't gonna show you my goddamn panties. Nothing much is up. What's up with you?
And I'll say that you are still accepting the opinions of someone who doesn't know how to appreciate art. Your favorite anime are inspired by real events, works of writing.
No, I'm not gonna twerk for your dumb bitch ass. Kill yourself.
Maybe enhanced by knowing how to appreciate art. Someone who doesn't know how to appreciate art may be watching something like the Chef episode of JoJo's Part 4 and think that it didn't propel the plot forward because the chef wasn't.
Oh my god, yay! Smoking, let's go. I need a smoke, to be honest.
And the characters that live in it, and that not all stand users are bad people. Whether you're a writer, an artist, a painter.
I love the sun. I love birds. Birds are the best. Did you know I was supposed to be getting rats instead of birds? But then they don't sell rats anymore because a rat bit someone.
Is worthless because a banana taped to a wall sold for millions. You can take the second to Google what the artwork means. You could go to a museum and scoff at something.
Rats are more like squirrels.
You think it's simplistic, or you could ask someone what it means. Read the plaque, look it up later. If you enrich yourself, you will enrich your art. So now hopefully I've convinced you that this stuff matters. So where do you start? Well, you can start by never separating the art from the artist. Always find out more about the symbiosis between the creator and the art. It will say so much more about the art. For example, if your favorite artist only starts making art you don't enjoy, find out what happened. It will add to the art, to the story, and maybe even teach you to avoid whatever it is they did.
I love Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I wish food would literally start raining so I could eat the world.
Learn more about it before making a final judgment. You can still think it's silly after, but now that opinion is founded on facts rather than preconceived notions or feelings. And in general, be more curious. This leads back to what I was talking about earlier with the excuses. Yes, I could get frustrated that my favorite artist draws better than me, but I could also ask,
Which ones who carry us? K-State.
With Walmart Plus Assist, you get all the benefits of Walmart Plus for half the price, like free delivery, video streaming, plus so much more. Walmart Plus Assist saves you so much more for so much less.
how did they get so good? And find out more. Millions of artists have existed before us, and they've given us so many amazing tools. We are still learning from the old masters because their lessons are still valuable. Yes, learning from TikTok videos is convenient and fast, but if you're
I I have an address. It was my old address, except for fan mail and stuff. But nobody's mailing me anything. I guess I don't deserve anything, really. Because all I do is legit just lay here and rot away.
serious about art, you're gonna have to watch long-form videos made by an older artist. They know what they're talking about. You're gonna want to learn about things even beyond art. Learn about writing, directing, philosophy. Go outside and make friends. Get your heart broken. Fall in love again. You can't just get all your art education from teenagers on TikTok and all your art philosophies from the comment section.
Well, yes, I know if I'm hungry I eat, but like I mean, don't deserve mail like fan mail.
Excuse my language, but when I tell you this is major bullshit, trust me. Real artists drop their imagination? Yeah, except Leonardo da Vinci. Every single major concept artist ever will famously use photo bashing for their work. Famous Monica Boichi, artist of Dr. Stone. Oh hey, callback, John Van Eyck. Yeah, this was a portrait. Frida Kahlo, Gustav Klimt. Matter of fact, I don't even need to give you a list of names. If you've ever taken an art class, a real one, not your mandatory art class in middle school, what do they make you do? They make you draw from life. This claim is so dumb that I'm getting pissed off. Do you think it's like cheating on a test? I can't look at this picture because I'm cheating? Guys, if you want to be a real artist, keep your eyes closed at all times. Because remembering something that you saw is cheating. It has to be fully for imagination. This is not how it works. Yes, you can develop the skills to eventually be able to draw anything from any angle. And yes, some artists have such incredible visual libraries that they can draw anything easily without references. By the way, if you didn't know, a visual library is everything you've ever seen. You store every image in your mind and draw from it later when it's time to create. Some of you may call this drawing from imagination, but really you're pulling from your visual library. If I tell you to draw a cat, you're gonna think of every single cat you've ever seen and every single drawing or depiction of the cat and draw something like this. Now, draw a Christmas tree horn. What? No, don't look it up. If you look it up, you're not a real artist. Unless you're really into coral reefs in the Caribbean, you probably don't know what a Christmas tree horn is. They're these things. Okay, now draw them.
I definitely want a big meal.
Thinking about real artists of photographic memory? This is ridiculous. Seriously, you're going to hinder your progress so badly if you believe this and other childish rules kids online make up. Getting to a point where you can drop imagination is incredible, but to get there, you have to observe things, lots of things, for a long time. How on earth are you gonna know where to put all the intricate blue tones present in some people's skin if you don't observe it? How are you gonna know to use blues without observing it? If you don't spend time observing a face, you're probably just gonna pick up a skin color crayon and that's it. Guys, art isn't a competition. You can't cheat at it, much less by using a tool every artist has used since the beginning of time. Even cave paintings weren't made by imagination. The cavemen saw a bear, added it to the visual library, and drew it later. In an era of AI-generated images, I'm just proud of you for choosing to pick up a pencil and drawing rather than using AI. So no, never ever feel bad about using references. As long as you aren't tracing other people's art, it's fine. If I never use references, by now you would So, like I said earlier, consider getting your art philosophies from experienced artists rather than from TikTok comment sections. I'm not saying that young artists are all dumb and not worth listening to ever. I'm just saying you can't rely on them fully for all the education you need to become a great artist. So to recap, practice does make perfect, but you must draw with intention to truly improve. Art education matters. You must be curious and humble to be a truly great and cultured artist, and using references is fine. And anyone shouldn't you for it.
I hope you have a good rest of your day as well.
So yeah, I'll learn these things made me a significantly better artist and really hope it helps you too. I don't say any of this to make anyone feel bad. Everything I share in these videos comes from my own experience. If I sound harsh about a belief or practice, it's because I've been there. I know how much it can hold you back in the long.
You know, they say that AI is the future, but Apartments.com has been using apartmental intelligence.
Yeah, and you already saw the outfit for the day.
안녕하세요, 여러분. 우리 여러분 안녕하세요. 마이크 킨 거예요. 여러분 안녕하세요. 오늘 불닭사 해먹어 보려고요. 여러분 벌써 5월이 되었습니다. 5월은 가정의 달이잖아요. 가정의 달 맞이로 주말 먹방 한번 하려고요. 우리 가족이잖아요. 네.
그래서 오늘 이거
불닭살 먹방 이거 만들어야 되잖아요. 그래서 오늘 인스타그램으로 질문을 좀 받아봤는데요. 그 질문과 함께 맛있게 한번 만들어보는 시간 가지고야 되지 않을까. 저는 계란이에요.
Marcel!
그래서 사실 불닭살
Hi, Mars.
그래서 불닭살 먹방 하려고 설치랑 캔디를 해놨거든요. 아 진짜 이렇게 하는 거야. 근데 모르니까 빨리빨리 먼저 하겠습니다. 일단은 알파 케이스를 준비. 여기 앞에 아스카그.
How are you doing? I missed you. Annyeong. I hope you enjoyed Japan.
맛있겠다. 단말 먹방 하기로 했으니까 여기다가 라이퍼 케이스를 피고 여기다가 불닭을 조금 올려줘요. 우와! 만들었어. 귀여워. 너무 많은 것 같아. 너무 많은 것 같을 때는 먹어주면 난 너무 귀엽다. 근데 나는 불닭쌈이 뭐 만들기 되게 힘들다고 그랬어.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Okay, one day when it's not a base thing, can you? Oh,
요리를 할 때 요리하는 사람이 번거로울수록 손님들은
see ya.
이게 귀한 요리품이라고 생각하지 않아. 이게 인생에도 나는 이게 인생에도 일이 많이 통하다 생각하는 게
Oh, okay. One day, someday, we should go to Japan together, and then we could just like stream and then eat all the food. That's what I want to do. Yes, and we're gonna go together. We remember we have to do it together.
마이크 테스트 오늘 제대로 소개했나요?
먹어볼게. 맛있어. 나는 다행히도 여기 물에 희석한 소스를 뿌려서 남겼는지 그냥 불닭 소스 뿌렸으면 나 이미 지금 촬영 끝났어. 맛있는데? 야, 이거 맛있다.
Walmart Plus. It's the membership that saves you time plus money. With benefits like video streaming. So you can binge every single episode of every single season. Because you don't need sleep, you need answers. Become a Walmart Plus member today.
Aside, Booking.com, the family must depart. Experience to die for, indeed.
Find exactly what you're looking for. Booking.com? Booking.com?
Yeah.
뿌리지 마. 뿌리지 않아도 맛있으니까 뿌리지 마. 아, 이거는 갈비 소스입니다. 이거. 맛이 없는 갈비다. 아, 뿌리지 말았어 그랬어. 진짜. 진짜.
I didn't get to ask if he wanted to see my birds.
조금 맵네? 이거 한 입에 깔끔하게 먹어줄게. 우리 여러분들 질문을 좀 볼까요? 요즘 행복한지 요즘 행복해요.
간장 공작 나왔을 거예요.
여러분 죄송한데 다음에 좀 차분히 좀 해야 될 것 같아요. 여러분 2026년도에 오피스 올리게 되는데요. 올해는 어떤 계획을 가져야 될까요? 완전 없어요. 한두 입은 심각할 수 있었으나 금방 물리는 맛이네요. 여러분 잘 지냈어요? 미안해요. 좀 죽이고 싶었는데 미안해요. 이거 물어보기 질문에 응답 한번 해볼게요. 최근에 뭐 어떤 친구들 맛있는 거 알려주는 건데 내가 줘볼게요. 요즘 최현우 씨, 저 요즘 간장 계란밥 좋아해요. 연애는 왜 안 해요? 솔직히 연애는 왜 해야 되는지를 모르겠어요. 연애를 해야 되지. 사실 뭐 연애를 해준다는 사람도 있지만은
혹시 민초다니세요? 가민초다니세요?
그렇게 막 딱히 기겁할 정도로 싫어하지 않는데요. 근데 밑에 속도를 사서 먹지는 않아요.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace.
Head. Looking to ditch the post-shave itch? Bring calm to your underarms with Soothes itchy pits and keeps them fresh all day. Shave it, does it.
This is a case of an artist who's accused of AI, and the public is very on the fence about whether AI was used in the process or not. And this is the artist in question. They go by the name Juvie. Don't send them hate. Please, please. Okay. In cases like these, also, oftentimes there is no evidence smoking gun, so we don't want to be dogging on people like that. There is a suspicion that Juvie's art has resembled some popular AI models. An example is this piece, looking similar to these types of models, popular AI art styles and AI generative art style. Some more examples of their work, including this one that has now been deleted. Again, deleting pieces is always a 50-50 because some people will look at deleted pieces and be like, oh, this is proof that they trace or use AI, whatever. Sometimes artists will delete pieces for different reasons. Maybe they think the work wasn't satisfactory to their standards, so they want to delete it so that they can have artwork that actually represents how they truly feel their skill set is at currently. Sometimes it is to hide stuff. It does go both ways. So there's another deleted post. This is detailing on a moto jacket that is in one of the art pieces, and there are some elements highlighted of it being suspicious. Moto jackets typically will have like a bunch of like vertical, like kind of leather strap detailing going down. And in the vertical detailing, something turns sideways, which moto jackets often don't do. And there are funky kind of detailing in the buttons. This one is very funny because it's like two characters kind of like very intimately leaning into each other, except they're looking in like vastly different directions. One is looking straight out, one is looking down. I also do want to point out that this piece again has multiple eyelids. There are real people with multiple eyelids. Super real. I know people like that. My boyfriend's got uneven eyelids. Happens, right? That's not often a trait artists typically draw on their characters. Doesn't mean it can't happen. It's just not often drawn on characters. Typically, they draw characters with one eyelid. The photo also alleges that these are AI models that look similar to this piece. And more side-by-side art pieces. So here we have another art piece that was deleted, examples of eyes that are still up, and some AI models that could be referenced. Again, I want to add, this is not a smoking gun, right? It's just something to think about because AI, at the end of the day, is trained off of human artists. Midjourney is trained off of like 16,000 non-consenting artists. So if you're an artist who just happens to have artwork that Midjourney is trained on, your art is gonna look like AI because AI was trained off you. If you just happen to have an art style similar to the artists that were trained off, that AI was trained on, you're gonna unfortunately look like you used AI when you didn't. So it looking similar isn't necessarily a smoking gun, it's just a food for thought, you know. This is the call out that was made about QB, posted by an account by the name of UFOSon 7 weeks ago. It reads, I want to bring attention to something suspicious going on with Juby. There's strong evidence that they've been tracing AI-generated art. Their speed paints, especially the Madoka Magica one, looks very unnatural. The process jumps from a rough sketch to extremely clean line art, including shadow lines with no signs of using tools like the lasso or masks. They render in small disconnected sections, and which is unusual. And here's another piece that was highly suspected of being AI that's now been removed. And they indicate there's inconsistencies in the character design. So another thing they point out is the difference in style, how on April 19th, a bunch of art was posted, and some of these have now been deleted. And 3 days later, the art improved drastically. They posted this piece. So this is an example, right? Like 3 days later, they posted pieces that look like this, that has a really heavy level of like posing and stuff like that. And then there's pieces May 11th, May 18th, and the post reads, the difference in style anatomy rendering is so extreme that it doesn't look like the same artist at all. That artists do improve gradually over time, but this massive jump feels suspicious. Now they break down other aspects of the character design. So this is their OC, and the OC has some notable elements, including golden long hair, 2 gray horns coming out of the head, 2 ribbons that come out from behind the gray horns, and this big crown and bell earrings. So they note that in some aspects or some of the artwork, the crown is completely missing. Sometimes the horns are missing. Sometimes the 2 big ribbons are missing. Sometimes all 3 are missing. And 2, in the bell is drawn in a funny way. And we'll kind of look at that. So this is the character design of the OC in question. So again, the OC has 2 long ribbons, the horns, the crown, the bell. This is the one where they're saying the bell looks odd because the cut in the bell, right? There's like obviously a gap in the bell so that when the inside shifts around, it actually rings. The center of the bell is just intersecting it, which is not how bell anatomy works. Now, benefit of doubt potentially could be that they just never looked at a reference photo for a bell, so they just thought that's how it looked like. It could be AI. Now, next is they added a Pokemon piece where the clothing from the character Raihan doesn't match up to the official clothing of the character. This doesn't necessarily mean that AI is used, it is suspicious. The thing about AI is that AI is not good at generating characters with complex outfits. It will tend to fudge it up. This is why when we've covered Genshin Impact fake AI art accounts in the past, they will typically make the Genshin Impact characters wear normal everyday clothing, like button-downs, robes, etc. Because AI can draw or generate a robe, a button-down. AI cannot really generate child's complete outfits because it's too complicated. There's too many moving parts. Typically though, when an artist is to draw a character, they would look at the reference photo and then draw that. So they would get the character outfit correct. The straps of the clothing, right, are wrong. The hood is supposed to be orange on the inside with teeth. That's not there. The coloring is also off, but that could be an artistic choice to make it blue instead of like a gray black. Just some elements. Also, again, the character is wearing a hoodie with orange cuffs on the sleeve, and it's not really present. Maybe it's this, but this is like super thin. So again, it could just be like a miss from the artist. They completely forgot about it. People say it could also be AI. And then the Madoka Magica piece adds that the sleeve is incorrect. Because the sleeve here, there's a band. There's an additional band, pink band here, that is being highlighted on this piece. And in their old 2018 art, apparently they actually got it correctly by drawing the pink bands where they're supposed to be. That's again one way that AI will tend to mess artwork up by being unable to draw complex pieces correctly. I mean, I think one thing that's interesting is maybe it's a lore thing. I haven't seen Madoka, so is there like a lore reason as to why this part of the skirt is just missing? Like most definitely, like could be a lore related thing that I don't know because I didn't. see it. If you already have your
Techno.
speed paint,
I'm literally drawing myself right now.
people are suspicious of about their artwork because they do a base sketch.
I look
just like-
crazy.
I guess it looks like it was intentional that like there's this cutout here. Maybe it's like something lore related about the anime. They do a really rough sketch and then they immediately start doing the line art as if they know where everything belongs. And they also immediately start coloring the character in with a heavy amount of environmental lighting when the environment isn't remotely blocked in. What I mean by this is like typically the way, not all artists, right? Every artist draws differently, but most artists, when it comes to drawing, they kind of, when it comes to coloring their piece anyways, right? They will draw their character. I'm just drawing a person. So stick figure, okay? And then we're gonna give our stick figure person some eyeballs. They're just bald, sorry. They'll draw somebody like this, okay? And then they would kind of block in the environmental colors. Hypothetically, our person's underwater. Okay, blue water. Hypothetically, we add gradient up to the sky because it's water. We add in a little bit of environmental lighting. Oh yeah, right, like this. And then typically people will go back into the art piece. I say typically, everybody draws differently, and they will paint the environmental lighting onto their character. I don't know, paint something like a little bit of, we'll just blend this straight into the environment, something like this. We make it into a multiply layer, you know, to like blend the character into the water. And then I'm doing this with my mouse, so it looks real bad, but you might want to like give a little bit of a highlight on the head. If you really want to be fun, you could draw like, okay, this is kind of dumbed down. I'm trying to draw the like water ripples, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, doing this on mouse is like turbo hard also. I hope the sentiment is there. But yeah, like water ripples on the head, whatever. Typically afterwards, or some part of the process, you draw both together. You draw a little bit of character, draw a little bit of environment, blend it together. You don't often see artists immediately knowing how to draw or color the character when the environment itself isn't colored in. Not often doesn't mean impossible. Some artists are the absolute goat and can do that. So there is a possibility, right? But yeah, but that is one thing they do is that they immediately render the piece fully as if it was in an environment that isn't drawn yet. And they don't need to tweak the colors anymore after they draw the environment. Yeah, normally if you have a very high understanding of like colors, you still need to tweak it a little bit once you finish the piece. Like once you finish the environment, you gotta add a little bit more. But there's no really like tweaking of the colors here. It's kind of just like adding fine detail. And this is their old
Loki finished the drawing where I look
you
crazy.
kind of see a similar thing with like other speed paints they do. It's not a smoking gun.
This is what
kind of blocking the head. They immediately
That is what happens when I draw realistically.
The eyes are perfect.
Well,
The
try
mouth is
to draw
perfect. Nose is the
realistically.
perfect spot right out the gate. Then they do the line art and again color in as if they already know how it blends into the environment. Again, definitely possible that somebody can draw like this. AI tracers also tend to do that. So UFO Sand, going back to the piece, continues. Another red flag is the gap between their final drawings and the actual management skills.
Thank you,
For
thank
example,
you.
in the Oga piece, the base is drawn at an amateur level with several blatant errors, and the proportions are off, and certain body parts are positioned as if made and
For breakfast, can I have noodles or a sandwich?
Noodles, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
brightness, darkness, warmth, and coolness, but it's odd how they manage to render everything in a way that the lighting and ambience remains
Hi,
consistent,
guys.
even when rendering in really small parts. And there's no correction in colors of the proportions or the shading, as the drawing is magically complete in one shot, even after hours of rendering. How do they trace? UFO Sand speculates that part of the actual process could be invisible to the speed paint due to the fact that they draw in Clip Studio paints. From my knowledge, Clip Studio Paint cannot hide layers. And UFO Sand adds that the biggest red flag is the fact they censor the words trace and AI in their comment section. and that UFO Sam reached out to them directly, and they ended up getting blocked. You know that piece that was deleted? The piece that
It is 5:44 a.m.
It's just suspect because we have a sketch. It is a boxy sketch, to be fair, right? It's a bit of a rough sketch, and then they immediately go in with the most perfect line art ever out the gate, and then they start coloring. It's suspicious. Again, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. They do the paint by numbers type of coloring that some artists do paint like this. You know, oil painters do paint like this. People who have a background in doing traditional art do paint like this, but they're kind of
It is what it is.
where they're like painting in different values, different levels, and then
Buy the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart today.
With all these Hilton Honors points, I could stay for free. At the Waldorf Astoria in the Maldives. What about Canopy in Paris? Hilton Honors, babe.
When you want points that can take you anywhere, it matters where you stay. Hilton, for the stay. The no hidden fee cash out card. Make your dog a Quattro dog. Credelio Quattro offers the broadest parasite protection of its kind, protecting against ticks, fleas, heartworm disease, and 3 intestinal worms, including tapeworms, in a single monthly chewable tablet. Use with caution in dogs with a history of seizures or neurological disorders. Ask for Credelio Quattro and make your dog a Quattro dog.
continuing on, just a bit odd. You don't often see people paint like this. Not impossible. But again, I want you to notice, they don't need to correct the colors at all, though. They immediately have all the environmental lighting perfect. They have all the really sharp highlight on the back of the head perfectly, right? They're painting on a white canvas, and they start with a really dark color for the face, which works out in the end because it blends in really well with the rest of the gray tones they're using for the character, because the character is pretty pale in the final piece, right? Again, they're just painting with a very high level of knowledge of environmental lighting when the environmental lighting isn't there. I keep saying it, and you guys are probably tired of me saying it, but people do paint like this. People who trace AI and pass it off as their own art also do this. So this is the grayscale of their work, but this is pretty damning. This is the final piece of the speed paint, right? And an artist sent this to me. When you overlay it with the actual work they've posted, it's a bit suspicious.
Hello, Flame.
This is the speed paint. This is the actual work. And here you can see Juvi's logo on the corner. It's not the same piece. You can see there's like tiny cuts. It's like part of the head was like cut and like reshaped a little bit here. It's not the same piece. Really odd. Because why would that happen? Why would the speed paint in your final piece not be the same? Maybe they rendered it more not recorded, but that would be odd because Clip Studio Paint, the way it records is it records in your art file itself. So if you did that, I mean you have to get the file, download it, then reopen your file as a new file in Clip Studio Paint, so you get a second recording, and then draw it there, and then just never post a second recording. It's a bit odd. So a fair amount of artists gather as much information as possible to the suspicions of the piece. There's definitely a possibility that they just rendered it more later. I'm just confused about the part of why it's not in the recording. Maybe they downloaded the recording before they finished it and then rendered it more later, because I work in Clip Studio Paint. It like records on the
See,
file
this is now how I draw me.
like if you did draw your piece, you finished it 75%, saved the recording. The way they do it is they post the piece and then they, on the like the next slide, they'll post the speed paint, right? So then they later finished the piece, posted the piece, then didn't post the full recording, but posted the one where they did 75% of the rendering. That's definitely possible. We're just looking at everything in the full picture as well. Because I'm trying to play devil's advocate, right? Because like, hopefully it's not AI trace. Hopefully it's just somebody being falsely accused that they could like clear their name. That would be the best case scenario. The other one, people were suspicious because there's this piece, and this is their original character. So Aethra, the Aethra again has the long blonde hair. And typically with characters, when you make a design, there's core elements that are part of your design that you keep in your character. The horns, the 2 long hanging ribbon straps, the crown, and I would say the 4 dots on her face and the bell earrings. These are all very notable in her character design. It's a very pretty character design. Then Juvie goes to post this piece, which is missing a lot of the core elements. The horns, the ribbon straps, and the crown are all gone. And Juvie said, I forgot the horns, so I gave myself a headache. So yeah, it definitely is possible that in drawing the character, Juvie completely forgot the horns and the crown and the ribbons, or artistically chose to not include the crown and the ribbons and then just forgot the horns. Definitely possible. It was just one of the things that people were just more suspicious about. Like maybe some elements are removable. Maybe the straps are part of the crown and Juvie chose, okay, I'm not gonna add the crown, I'm not gonna add the ribbons. Another thing that was pointed out as odd in this piece specifically, this one has been deleted by Juvie, is the fact that this character, right, the ears are drawn differently for both characters. And they both have elf ears. So again, maybe the artist was bored, right? Juvie was bored and was like, okay, I want to draw the ear this way for this character, and I'll draw it this way for this other character. AI also tends to not keep things the same. So if AI makes an ear for one character, AI also will tend to mess it up on the same character. So if you can see both ears on a character, AI tends to make one ear look one way and one look the other way. Like in terms of the cartilage. Artists have free will. They can choose to make ears look different if they choose to do so. That is also something that AI does not get consistent throughout. So then we have this post made by a YouTube channel by the name of Umi. This is the same account that did the call out. This is just a YouTube video of it. This YouTube video is really, really insightful. They provide a lot of information, so I recommend checking them out as well. If you're watching on YouTube, it will be linked down below. And in here, basically, Umi covers basically the exact same points. We can summarize a little bit for what the video will cover. Again, I do recommend you check their video out yourself to kind of see their points. First point that's mentioned is the big jump in quality from April, I think it was 19th to April 21st. So in Juvie's defense, Juvie argued that they were in school when they did a lot of the drawings and they weren't able to post because they're in school. So now that they're off, they're posting in bulk, which is why it looks like they progressed really quickly. It was because the art was done over the period of a couple months and then posted all in batch at once. The second point, again, their OC character having very core elements like the horns, the ribbons, whatever, just being different from piece to piece to piece, which most of the time, if you draw your OC, you keep those elements the same. Sometimes the ribbons will be missing, sometimes the crown will be missing, sometimes the horns will be missing. The Pokemon art was mentioned again. And point 4 was that the anatomy was different in the sketches versus final pieces. There's this element here where they said that this video highlights that it looks like the piece has 5 fingers because the way the hand is pointing like this, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingers. Either the thumb is hidden and there's 5 fingers, or it's like a really long thumb, maybe. Benefit of doubt, it could be this character's left hand. In this case, then this is the thumb that we're seeing, and it just looks like it's a finger, right? And then we have 4 regular fingers. So there is a thought there. Again, the main point of contention is the fact that the way the sketching happens, there's not very much, if any, alteration with the sketches itself. It's just out the gate perfect. There are artists who can draw like this. People who trace AI art also will draw like this because they're tracing. But there are genuine artists who can draw like this. The next point that was made was the fact that the background isn't colored in before the environmental lighting is added, which is what we're talking about with the Madoka Magica piece. Things get interesting because they did a live call. So here is the speed paint of the live call is happening with a bunch of artists in this live call. And again, Jofa is Juvie on Discord. The couple points of the live call, they were texting back and forth, right? And to give Juvie credit, right? When you're doing a live drawing, being grilled by a bunch of people in Discord, I'm sure it's gonna stress you out. And you know, you might not draw perfectly or things are gonna be a little off, whatever, because it's a stressful environment. And I do really want to acknowledge that. So Juvie stated that she drew from her mind with no references when being asked if there were references. And then an artist asked why all of a sudden Juvie is suddenly using the eraser and the lasso tool and stuff when in her speed paints she doesn't use the lasso tool or erasers. And then it clicks to your paint if you undo it's not recorded. So Juvie states that they normally sketch in sketchbooks before drawing things digitally. Then people ask to see the Madoka sketches or sketches of any of the finished pieces that she tends to post on social media. And then here you can see the sketches are sent. So the Madoka sketch was up here, and then we have some more sketches. The Madoka piece is a little bit cropped off, but yeah. The artists in the call were like, wait, your sketches look really messy, which sketches do, but the ones you upload onto social media look very clean and not messy like these sketches look like. Also, take note of this, by the way. They were asking for like Juvie's Pinterest board. Take a note of the Pinterest board. So we have dynamic poses, potential background faces, and some furry art, other artwork down here, and references. This will be a point of contention down the line. So in this call as well, an artist offered to pay for a commission and have that commission drawn live, drawn in a style similar to this, which is something Juvie advertises as a commission they sell so that Juvie could be compensated fairly for their time. So Juvie says it could be possible, but that it would take multiple sessions. Artists chimed in agreeing that, it's totally chill, down for this, as long as you don't draw it when you're not live streaming, so we can see the entire process from start to finish, and without a pre-made color palette. I'm guessing it's because they want to see how Juvie's thought process is when it comes to selecting colors, right? Because Juvie does work on an existing color palette. Again, nothing wrong with the existing color palettes. That's not the point of contention here. People are basically just trying to prove a negative, which is like trying to see whether AI was used in the process or not. So if you watch somebody select the colors themselves,
Yes, sir. But it's okay, because I find ways to make money.
This, a piece this heavily detailed, straight off the rip, with all of the colors painted in, with no environmental lighting drawn in, that they must have a really high level of understanding of color, and thus would be able to pull a color palette by themselves. Potentially. This is where the piece was at as of May 29th, 2025 in the live call. So as you can see, this is kind of where they ended up. So basically in the video, they basically were stating that this is the sketch that they saw in the live call that was offered, but the sketches don't match up with the level of sketches they're showcasing on their social media, because it goes from this to immediately beautiful.
I would show what I'm watching, asshole, but I can't, because then you guys leave.
Again, some artists can draw off the rip, right? And
Kill yourself.
like this, where again, they do a really rough sketch.
Sorry, I can't keep saying that. It's just, you triggered the fuck out of me.
Perfect environmental art. It seems like they're a substantially good artist, but they use AI as a supplement to take it to the next level. That's my theory. That's my theory too. I really want to believe that it's genuine. I just need to see more. Right? I can't really fully make like a full conclusion on anything until we see more information. There's just not enough to go off of. Here is basically pointing out some anatomical errors in the piece that was done on live, with some arm lengths not really matching up, etc. Could be fair. To give Juvie credit, Juvie is drawing on a 40-minute live call with a bunch of people scrutinizing every brushstroke she makes. So, of course, there's probably going to be some errors, etc. We should give some grace for that. But here, again, they're using the lasso tool, which they don't do in any of their other stuff. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because in Umi's video, they're basically citing that Juvie allegedly used to have an alternate alias for the name of Dracui. Umi was told this by old fans.
I have Streamy. I don't do OnlyFans.
Deleted or deactivated, and there are a couple of evidences that Umi states to kind of like indicate this. So one is that
Also, who the fuck watches OnlyFans?
being similar. And again, similar sketching style isn't a smoking gun, right? People sketch in different ways. Many people sketch similarly. This is the old Dracui page. It could be human error, but the thumb is on the wrong side of the hand.
You horny little ugly bastard.
I just thought it was funny. They have a sketching style like this, which they allege is similar to the current Juvie account. I do think one thing to note about the sketching style that does make it look more similar is that they tend to draw in the shadows in an interesting way. If you see kind of here, right? Like here, there's like highlights and shadows on the hair, and they kind of carve it all out, which some people do in the sketching style. There's no sketching process, and that is something that Juvie does as well. Again, multiple artists draw like this. The shadows, the highlights are drawn in on the sketching layer already. Shows they must have a really high level of environmental lighting knowledge and lighting knowledge in general, because they know exactly where the shading, the highlights, whatever are. Some more examples of Juvie sketching, and these pieces are a little bit hard to see because they're like more zoomed out, but Juvie will also do that too. I think the Madoka piece is the one where you can kind of see it. Yeah, you see that? Artists do draw like that, but like, right here, you can see, there's like, this isn't a crease or anything. It's kind of just like a...
I don't know, not only you. No, I'm not gonna do shit you say when you're talking shit to me like that.
This is Buick, now. Buick, exceptional by design. Get 0.9% APR on these 2025 Buick models. Plus, current eligible non-GM owners get up to $3,000 allowance on Encore GS.
I've had hidradenitis suppurativa, HS, for years. Painful bumps that come and go. I used to think, why me? My symptoms made me miss work, miss out with my kids. I said, enough. You are stronger than this. Keep fighting.
Take on HS differently with Cosentix. It works from the inside to target a believed source of inflammation that may cause HS symptoms. Real people saw 50% reduction in bumps and abscesses after 16 weeks. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentix. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur, like tuberculosis or other serious bacterial, fungal, or viral infections. Some are fatal. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms like fevers, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, had a vaccine or plan to, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen. Serious allergic reactions and severe eczema-like skin reactions may occur.
I found help. I found relief. You're not alone.
Ask your dermatologist about Cosentix.
A shadow that falls on the shirt, that gets blocked in the sketching layer as well. Some people just draw like that.
For the next week, I'm eating nothing but instant ramen noodles to see if it's possible to survive as a broke college student living in New York City. The rules are I have to eat 3 times a day, and if I miss a meal, I have to set myself a penalty or a consequence. I can't eat the same flavor twice, and to set myself a budget, I can only spend $5 per meal besides the things I already have in my house. So if I break any of these, I have to eat the sourest candy in the world at the end of the video. This might be the dumbest challenge I've ever done in my life. To start off the day, I woke up at 10 a.m. to go to my nearest Asian supermarket because I know for sure they have a huge variety of different ramen noodles. So when I got there, they actually were a huge variety. They have like whole aisles. I chose the classic Shin Ramen because this is such a banger start for this challenge. You can't go wrong with the Shin Ramen. So I got it for $2.79, and when I got home, I tried it. It was pretty good. I would probably give this an A. Oh, by the way, I will be ranking every single ramen I tried in this whole challenge. So stay tuned until the end to see which ramen is ranked A tier. But while I was eating the ramen, I made a huge mistake. I googled what would happen if you eat instant ramen noodles for 7 days straight. And if you've ever had any mild symptoms and you Google it, it will tell you you have cancer, basically. It's not true, obviously, but it's still scary. I wrote down the list, and I quote, eating only instant ramen can cause high blood pressure, risk of a heart attack, type 2 diabetes, and possibly stomach cancer. That is not something someone would like to hear going into this challenge.
I want to do
At
this.
this point, I was overthinking. Maybe I should do like another challenge. Maybe I should quit. But I have a strategy. I can prevent that by going to the gym and working out. Oh, by the way, shout out to Sir Yacht. He inspired this video. I started watching his whole series and I thought it was amazing, so I did my own version of both the ramen. So shout out to him. So for lunch, I went back to the same Asian supermarket and got myself a Tom Yum instant noodle this time from the Mama brand. And this one is really cheap. It's only for $1. But once I get home and I tried it, I feel like the flavor wasn't as good as a Shin Ramen. So I would rank this at a C. But
Hi,
afterwards,
Kennedy.
I go to the gym and try
How
to
are
work
you?
out all the sodium and all the bad stuff from the instant ramen noodles. And afterwards, I went home on my way and grabbed another ramen for $4. And I don't really know the name of it. It was all in like Japanese, but it is in the instant ramen noodle section. But it was pretty good, actually. I would probably rank this at a B. Oh my god, this is delicious. I'm telling you right now, this is gonna be the easiest challenge I've ever done in my life. This is gonna be a breeze. But little did I know, I would regret this very, very shortly. By the end of the day, I ate a total of 1,320 calories and spent only $9.
It's 4 a.m. right now.
Who is Salvatore Ramos, bro? Give me a second. Sal. Oh, it's Salvador. Oh, he's dead? That sucks. Oh my god, I do kind of like, I mean, look like him, not like him. Bro, what is this? Why did he die?
I'm Sabrina Carpenter, and I know a thing.
I'm a beaming headache. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
Hi, Snowy.
On day 2, I kind of feel a little bit nauseous, but I powered through it. I went to the same supermarket again. Mind you, that distance from my house to that supermarket is a 30-minute walk. So that's in itself a pretty big workout. And when I got there, I chose the chicken noodle soup instant ramen flavor, which cost $2.29. It wasn't bad, but the flavor was pretty bland. So I think I'll give this a solid C. After that, I went to work out. Oh, please keep in mind, please do not do this at home. It can cause some health issues. So please, I am a professional idiot, so please do not do this at home. Okay, for lunch, I don't know if TikTok was listening to my thought or what I was saying, but they've been showing me a lot of instant ramen noodle recipes. I got recommended this pink bulldog noodle.
Once water is boiled, we're gonna place them in the water. We're adding the seasoning and the sauce packet. Next, I'm gonna add heavy whipping cream. After this, I will put mozzarella on top.
But after trying it, I would probably give it a B. It wasn't really that different. It just makes it creamier. So I saw it.
Hello?
For dinner, this time I got
How are you?
pork flavor, which is not bad, for $2.89. I'll give this a C. But this is when something unexpected happened. This is actually pretty good. While I was eating dinner, I got a text. My dad just texted me. What the hell? But the last time I played golf with my brother and my dad, I lost horribly. I'm currently on a 10-game losing streak. I have been my family's laughing stock. I'm probably the worst person in my family to ever touch a golf stick. Challenge accepted. But this time, I can feel it. It will be different. Hello? Cancel your plans tomorrow. It's time. For day 3, I played a little training session from an upcoming game with my girlfriend in the evening. But before that, we have to get some breakfast, so let's go. I got this tonkatsu garlic instant ramen for $2.89. This has like a black pepper taste too with the garlic, which is kind of good. I would give this a solid B. And for lunch, I decided to try out this blue udon instant ramen noodle for $2.89. The noodle was really thick, and the flavoring was not as good as I hoped so. It kind of let me down, so I'll probably give it a C. And now at this point, I'm kind of running late to the mini golf session, so
Hamsters.
I wanted to get there. But when we got there, it was beautiful. And on top of that, my girlfriend got her first hole in one. Everything was right until we kind of got the ball.
Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Bucks Quickies boxes.
I hate ads, bro. Oh, but that looks so good.
Get Bucks for Bucks only at Taco Bell.
Downy Unstoppables with odor blocker to keep you fresh all day. Just toss, wash, and wow. Downy Unstoppables with odor blocker for all day freshness. Smell unstoppable.
Into the water. It took us a while to get the ball out, but we kept going. But I had to step in to show who's boss. You know what I'm saying? Or not. After this, we found
Good luck
this
at
restaurant
school.
that serves instant ramen noodles for dinner. This dish came out amazing. It was creamy, but it still had that like instant noodle texture. It has that feel. It was amazing. But I cannot eat over a $5 budget per meal. Guess how much much this noodle cost. It cost me $16. For day 3, I spent a total of $21.09 while eating 1,600 calories. Why? Because that is noodle. But that is not where the story ends. I think all the instant noodle caught up to me. By the end of day 3, disaster.
4 a.m. right now. I have a beaming headache. I woke up with the worst stomachache I have ever had in my freaking life. I don't know if I can do this anymore.
My head hurts. My stomach hurts. My body is aching. This is a stupid challenge. I can't do it anymore. I can't. My head hurts.
The day 4, I woke up feeling a little bit nauseous. I even had some diarrhea, I'm not gonna lie. For breakfast, anyways, I got Indomie. A lot of you do know Indomie, but that is the first time I've ever heard of Indomie. This cost about 67 cents, which is probably the cheapest instant noodle I've gotten so far. I'm not even gonna lie. I tried it without the liquid. It was pretty good. Above chicken ramen. Afterwards, I have to do some daily groceries with my parents. We went to Costco. And guess how much we spent over on groceries? Over $400. That is crazy. $400 for groceries? Before lunch, I found this lobster ramen from Bowl Noodles, which costs $1.09. It has some like lobster aroma, don't get me wrong. I can definitely smell the lobster, but I couldn't really taste the lobster. It's kind of like fading, like trying to trick your brain. Like you can smell the lobster, but you can't taste it. So I think I'll put this at a C. Nothing at a D so far. Now afterwards, of course, I have to do my daily exercise, but if you're into dogs, I snapped some cute ass photos of my dog. So look at these dog photos. Look at these, bro.
Aww.
You say my dog is ugly, I will find you.
Wait. Look at this. Shut up.
Some cute ass photos of my dog. So look at these dog photos. Look at these, bro.
That's so
You say
cute.
my dog is ugly, I will find you and I will know you. Anyway, for dinner I got Top Ramen. Some of you might know it as an instant classic, like chicken ramen. I got the chicken broth flavor. It was very basic flavor. I think after tasting instant ramen noodles for like a few days in a row, everything just started to taste the same. I would give this a mid C. At the end of day 4, we spent $3.05. That's really good. And we only ate 1,150 calories. For day 5, guess what day it is? The worst holiday ever. It's Halloween. If you're a kid, you go trick or treat, alright, that's fun. But when you're like a kid in your late teens, in the 20s, imagine your 20-year-old at one of people's houses asking for candy. They could call the cops on you. But tomorrow is the big day where I play against my dad and my brother. First things first, we gotta eat breakfast again. I got this Nissin. Is it called Nissin? Nissin beef flavor ramen for $1.29. I think I'm also give this a C. It kind of tastes like chicken, which I don't know why because it's beef, but whatever. After eating, I bought this little mini golf thing for my basement, so I practiced. I did practice. It was pretty good. I was pretty amazing actually. But my girlfriend texted me that there was this shit.
I'm waiting for my food. Leave me alone. I'll go out at some point today. Just wait for my food. And I did an outside stream like a couple days ago. You're just never here when I'm out. So shut your fucking mouth.
And like they were dressing up as other characters I don't even know. I think this is Among Us. It was crazy. People are going full out for Halloween. But for dinner, I decided to try this gin ramen for $1.99. I think I'm also give this a C. At day 5, we spent $3.29 or 990 calories.
No matter where you're across the country, you can earn an affordable degree online.
Sorry.
I'm the first in my family to go to college?
I have 4 kids and I wanted them to see me earn this degree.
SMHU is committed to your success. If you're thinking about going back to school, you can do it.
I'm very proud to be here today. It's nice to see all the families happy for their loved ones.
I'm very proud of you. I am so proud.
I love you. Visit smhu.edu.
Today is
Well, you aren't there when I'm outside of my room, and I'm usually outside of my room sometimes. And I was planning on going out today anyway, so stop complaining about my life. It isn't yours. I'm the one rotting, not you. So why the fuck do you care?
the day where I played golf with my dad. He's over. I decided to wake up because of another early swing, and I got this Chinese cherry oil thick udon-ish noodle. I don't know the name. I don't know the name. Was all written in Chinese. Safe to say, it was very spicy. I couldn't taste other flavor. I only taste spice. But overall, I probably give this a 2.
My friends don't want to hang out with me anymore, so I haven't been going out very much. Hi, I'm not ignoring you. You just said, "Ayo, what?" What the fuck am I supposed to say to that?
At this point in time, I was running late, so I grabbed this little snack called Crispa. It's spelled P-S-A-U-C-H or S-H-U. I got it and I ate it on the train on my way there to meet my dad. And I got it at the
Oh, crazy. Like you? Because you're pretty fucking crazy.
wanted me to go try it. And when we got to the golf course, ooh, the weather, another amazing.
You're literally having a conversation with yourself saying I'm ignoring you when literally you said nothing for me to respond to. I'm...
Perfect. Until I maxed out 4 of the first 5 shots. But for the second half, when I tell you I locked it. All I needed was for the rest of the second half, I broke a record.
I'm just watching shit.
Okay, if you are decent at golf, that's very easy to do, but I'm not decent at all, so this is a world record.
And I have to see if my birds need any more water.
In the first 2 drops, which is pretty hard for me. And throughout the second half, I was neck and neck with my brother. I was some holes, he was some holes. But we are at the last round. At this point, I was leading by 1 point. I took a deep breath. I lined up my
Hello, Techno. I have another question though. Someday can we go to the store and buy some sushi?
Sushi?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Because
Or
enoki mushrooms.
no, what do you call that? I forgot. Just the sushi, the one for wrapping.
No, just sushi.
Just sushi?
Yeah, because I don't know how to make sushi.
Even though it's not sushi, what I do, if I have that, it's square like that, I get a hot dog and then cut it and then wrap it there. That's it. If you want. So we'll go someday.
You can make it.
When come back. Huh?
What?
When Ruth come back from her day off.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when the food is ready, can you knock on my door?
Sure. I will just finish that because there was a program, okay?
Okay. Yes, I do watch anime.
I'm a happy man. If you've ever been in Nova Scotia and around Dartmouth and or Halifax, you know what this is. This is one of the big bridges which connect the two sister cities, I would call them.
The
So,
Golden Gate Bridge.
what's up, everybody? You can't really see me right now with this weird light. There you go. Hopefully you can see me a bit better. So you know what's up? Whenever it comes to Halifax, Dartmouth, etc., I do sushi, guys. They have some of my favorite all-you-can-eat sushis here. Today we're off to what
That's
last
cold.
time was my favorite all-you-can-eat sushi when I visited the area. We're off to a place called Chukai, Japanese and Thai. Kind of rhymes. It does rhyme. But I'm not a rapper. This is a sushi restaurant in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia that you have an all-you-can-eat, which of course we're doing today.
Good morning.
Sushi. This last time I was here, so I've been here probably about 6 times. I've been here between 4 and 6 times. 2 of those on camera. And the last time I was here was undoubtedly the most impressive pieces of salmon sashimi and all their Kamado sashimi, well, specifically salmon sashimi I've ever had in my life. This was beyond ridiculous. It was beyond absolutely amazing. They were huge. They were massive pieces.
How are you doing?
The all-you-can-eat tonight is $38 as it is a weekend, but nonetheless, it is well worth it. In fact, when I started looking at the menu and being like, how much is if we wanted to order a la carte, item by item, how much do we actually eat at the all-you-can-eat? And so I think today, let's just say I did some math, and I think we could be in the hundreds. Could we even eat $1,000 worth of sushi? Well, let's find out. Admittedly, I'm not trying to, I'm not going to try to pick all the most expensive items and rack the dollar price up.
I'm sick and I'm 20.
$1,000 worth of sushi. There you go. That'll be the all-you-can-eat $1,000 challenge. Are we going to complete it? Probably not. I think 1,000 is probably a little elevated, but a couple hundred for sure. But anyway, it sounds fun.
I very much feel you, Shirley.
Let me know your favorite type of sushi down below. Mine, honestly, I think it is probably some sort of a salmon sushi. I love a sashimi. I love the when it comes to a roll, a maki roll. I think a spicy salmon sushi roll is probably one of my favorite. But I love tuna, spicy tuna. I love all kinds of stuff. So anyway, let's go have fun. Eat some food. Sushi, guys. Let's eat.
A few hours later.
Well, parking took 30 years, but I finally got a spot, and I'm hungry. Let's go. Sushi, I take you outside the restaurant, but it's kind of rainy, so you gotta protect the camera. We'll go to the restaurant, and then let's talk. All right, made it in, guys. Excited to be here, excited to have a seat, and show them the stuff. They are very friendly so far, and I love to see it. That's what I love to hear. Now, they do have the iPad ordering menu system, so I'll show you the menu. We'll go through together.
What do you mean, what do I need?
Is basically, you just, you click what you want and the amount of numbers you want. So on the menu, we have our soup, miso and tom yum. We have spring rolls, gyoza, kind of fried tempura things, edamame, probably one of those, some tempura.
Probably sleep and tea.
Mushrooms, even chicken katsu, it's kind of interesting.
And soup.
Jukai shrimp, I'm sure those are good. Although I don't really know, lemongrass ribs, that actually sounds interesting. Of course, we have the sushi. This is the salmon sushi, or the pizzas.
Hi, Samonti.
Fried kind of rice patty. They put the sushi then on top. Then we have my favorite stuff, the different nigiris, and all the actual sushi. So we have the tuna there.
Hi, Mia.
All the eel, I love eel, all the good stuff. Here's the sashimi options. So we have sushi.
Yeah, I have a job.
Snapper, butterfish, tamago, which is egg, crab, and
Well, not yet, but I have a job that I have a job, I just can't work there yet till I get my social security card.
The ham rolls too. Remember the tuna I had last time?
Yeah, but your thing just says Mia, so.
not a big fan of deep fried rolls, but some people love them. They're very rich, very heavy. My favorite is this, the Pink Lady roll, smoked salmon.
I think I'm back on. I don't know.
Eel stuff? Wow, I'd try one of those. We got dragon rolls, and then here's a little wok thing. So I did curries, rice, you know, some teriyaki, some different such, some fried rice. They do a fruit, which is cool. And a little house salad. I'm gonna start with some greens for the kids, and then our little.
I don't have it yet. Stop criticizing my life, you stupid bitch.
About $12 to $13, so we'll say just $12. Dragon rolls cost $13.
No, it says Mia.
Our traditional rolls, like the salmon, spicy tuna, they cost about, well, I guess about $7, $7, we'll say $7. Sashimi cost.
It says Mia Sargent.
Salmon is $8 for 3
It doesn't
pieces.
say Maya.
So we'll say $8 for about 3 pieces. Nigiri is about $6 for 2 pieces. So we'll kind of use that as our benchmarks. And vegetarian roll is all about 6. So yeah. So we try.
MYA is Mia.
It's very important to stay connected for safety, ease, and let's just say a better experience. And that's why they think sponsor is going to be Airlo. Airlo is an eSIM provider which allows you to have data in over 200 different countries.
I want
It's
sushi.
super easy to use. All you do is start by downloading the app. Then you just choose your eSIM plan, buy your eSIM plan based on your destination or region. So if you're going to like Thailand or Malaysia, you can get them in a group in a region. You don't have to buy each country individually.
But you didn't spell Maya. It's spelled Mia. So I'm gonna call you Mia, you stupid ignorant bitch.
Expected charges, you're connected, ready to rock and roll and hit the ground running to get your best trip possible. So you don't have to buy other SIM cards in countries, and then you can Uber or taxi right when you arrive. And that's why it's trusted by over 20 million. You can learn from my mistakes and make your travel easier, so much easier on yourself using Airlo.
And if you want your name to be different, just change it. Otherwise, I'm gonna keep calling you Mia.
H3 to save $3 off your first plan today. That's right. Use my code JOELH3 to save $3 off your first eSIM with Airlo. I'm definitely going to start with some edamame and some salads for the kids. We're going to start with our healthy veggies and we're going to move into our sushi. I'm definitely going to start with the sashimi.
I could say whatever I want. It's free country, bitch. Freedom of speech. Peasant.
Okay, cool. So I ordered edamame. I ordered 3 little house salads, which arrived. And then I ordered 10 salmon sashimi. I ordered 5 butterfish. I think
My favorite sushi is, a spicy California roll. Oh, and tuna, and eel. Oh my god, I just love sushi. It doesn't even matter what kind of sushi.
$60 roughly. So we'll start our tally there. And from there, we're moving on some rolls. And everybody, still don't have the edamame, but our sashimi arrived. And yes, this is exactly as I remember. Everybody. Oh, I got some shrimp too. I guess I forgot about that one. Look how thick that piece of salmon is.
Oh my god, I want it.
Same as this butterfish. This escolar is so thick. Oh my gosh, that is just exactly what I want.
I'm literally looking at sushi right now, and I want it so bad.
Set an example for the kids. Then we'll go order some more items. So let us maybe start with the salads here. Cucumber, corn, lettuce, cabbage.
Yeah, just shove it in my mouth.
Salads. Now, still in a moment, but we got sushi. So,
Oh my god, you know Joel?
piece of each, and we decide
Oh my god, you're amazing, Samanti. I love you.
came through the order. So I have some soy, and some wasabi, and some ginger. I love both wasabi.
Raccoona got me into it.
Strong flavors of both those things. So, grab this. Salmon. First by itself. I'm excited.
I like watching mukbangs and stuff like that because, like, I don't know why. I just do.
So that piece there, perfect temperature. Perfect temperature, guys. Nice soft texture. I can see the increase in marbling as I go about the way the flavor's cut. So let me try this with the big old piece of some wasabi. That's why I love wasabi and soy.
Oh my god, I love Beard Meats food.
I'm a happy man. Try the macro.
Who's your boyfriend? I mean,
It's macro.
who's your girlfriend, bro?
Fishy fish. It's not that bad. Got the shrimp.
I said enough. I started Cosmetics.
A sweet tart's rope, so sweet you'll pucker. Sweet tarts, dare to combine.
I remember Cade, but I don't remember you.
Membership plus all of the benefits, like free delivery.
And I know Cade's definitely not coming back to me, like, at all, ever. Yes, let's keep watching Food People. We should watch Food People together, Simonti.
Fish rope. Actually, yeah, the shrimp's nice. It's nice and sweet. Let's try the snapper here. Sorry, the snapper. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't mean I remember you. I can't remember a lot of people. I'm sorry I don't remember you.
Try the next one. Now it's the butterfish, which is normally really buttery. It's not bad, but the other items outshine it. That's good though. Still good, but try certain plan.
Oh my god, I want to eat this so bad. Gimme.
That's such a really good surf plan. I'm always the biggest fan, but this is really good. Alright, let me order some more real quick. Alright, so I just ordered 5 more surf crab, 5 more snapper, 3 butterfish, 10 salmon sashimi.
Oh, I wish you luck.
Tuna, nigiri,
I hope you enjoy.
tuna roll, spicy salmon roll, spicy avocado roll, which brings us to $184 already. That's crazy. Let's finish this. And then hopefully that comes soon.
Yes, it is. I mean, I think that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And the salmon avocado roll are usually absolutely excellent, but I ordered one of each to see how I'm feeling today. Oh my god, this is eel. I love the eel. Eel is also one of my favorites.
I love eel.
Little bits of the items, let me decide what we really enjoy, then we go hard. Oh, I forgot my red lady roll, pink lady roll. Alright, let's eat this, and we're gonna order some more. Oh yeah, look at that piece of wasabi. I love wasabi. Look at that soy. Best thing ever. Seriously. I still can't believe how big these pieces are. Absolutely amazing.
Sorry, sometimes my
You know, and I really sure from here on out.
I don't give a fuck if you fuck my mama. That just makes you a gross ass fag.
Make sure we don't have any, Actually, that butterfish is really good. That was good. It's all good.
Fuck your mama.
You know what? As well eat this whole block of chicken. Yummy. We'll charge some more and get the food.
Yeah, you are nasty as fuck, your local distributor. How did you know? You nasty ass fucking cunt. Get the fuck away. Bitch, I'm not even a gay lesbian. I have a boyfriend. And 2 girlfriends. But, like, either way, at least I still date the opposite sex. And what's so wrong with being gay? Like, what the fuck is your problem, you disgusting little piece of shit? No, my daddy ain't gay. My daddy fucked a woman. And created me. Yes, 2 girlfriends. Oh, hell nah. Yeah, get the fuck out, bitch. No one gives a fuck about you. No one gives a fuck about me. And for sure, nobody gives a fuck about anyone. You are a dog.
I'll come back. We're here for sushi now. Started with that one for kids, but now we're at the sushi. For everybody, adults, kids, included. Pretty much the only new thing here is the tuna nigiri. If you will get to.
At least this dog could bite. You just talk.
The surf climb, it has a really, like, has a lot of texture to it. It's true. But it's not overly strong flavor, whereas it shouldn't be.
I am not lazy. I am just sick. Get the fuck out. Nasty ass boy. Or what even are you? Are you even a girl or a guy? Like, what the fuck are you? You're just a thing. You're an it. You're a sick little bitch. If anything, you're the dog. Even my birds hate you. You got birds that hate you. See, look how fucking miserable you are, bitch.
Butterfish is good, but it seems a little firmer than something. I just love milk ones. Thank you. So amazing. I'm definitely gonna get some more of this thing. You gotta realize, like, look how much of this loin, like, it's basically a whole.
I know, but I have anger issues. You can't just come to me and be all like saying all this shit, bro.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's why I love
And he said he was gonna fuck my mama. So I was like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck your own mama. And then he called me nasty because I said that. And then it turned into a whole little me being a gay lesbian, I guess. Which I'm not a gay lesbian because I have 2 girlfriends and a boyfriend. So I'm like a bi bitch. Oh yeah, my pronouns are literally bi bitch. Bye.
So we should have a variety of rolls coming. Let me put in another order. Just make sure we're not waiting.
Wait, why weren't you my moderator before? I watch a lot of food tubers. Like, trust me, I like have 1,000 food tubers on my For You page right now.
Is that some more sashimi?
Sashimi.
Claim your free 30-day trial of Walmart Plus and get a jump on summer savings with free same-day delivery, video streaming with Paramount,
10
cents off per gallon of gas, and so much more. Is it hot out here, or is it just
Of course he did.
Claim your free 30-day trial.
What was the joke?
이 향기가 얼마나 좋을지 모르겠어. 우와, 콜라만의 간식이지. 얼마 안 돼. 그만 그거. 잘 익었다. 언니 뭐해? 나 요리해줘.
He can't unmod you anymore because he's not manager, but he's managing moderator.
문이 열렸어. 아, 내가 또 너를 위해서 김에 향기가 얼마나 좋을지 모르겠어. 우와, 이게 뭐야? 간식? 몇 개야? 20개. 다 먹게? 여기 또 들어가. 이게 몇 개야? 살짝 됐더라. 하나, 둘, 20개. 20개 먹자. 20개. 빨리 끓이자. 안녕하세요, 말리입니다. 얘가요, 간식 먹자고 해놓고 20개 나왔어요. 이거 보세요. 지금 이게 20개랑입니다, 여러분들. 대박 사건. 언니, 컵라면은 간식이지. 얼마 안 돼. 오늘 준비한 음식은 이렇게 해서 불닭볶음면 20개와 그리고 아까 요리하던 꽃게하고 버터새우 준비를 했습니다. 그럼 맛있게 잘 먹겠습니다. 그럼 먼저 사이다부터 따르갈까요?
I like it. Why didn't he like it, bro? What is he? Like, oh my god, he wouldn't like me at all then. Like, he wouldn't even be my friend if he knew what I was.
근데 잠깐, 비비기 전에 여기 안에다가 널 위한 선물을 준비했어. 선물? 마릴리를 위해서 제가 몰래 숨겨놨거든요. 마지막까지 시청하시면 뭐가 숨겨져 있는지 보실 수 있을 겁니다. 뭐야? 너무 설레. 무슨 김가루 찬이야. 아니 이게 양이 진짜 어마어마해.
No, I watch Sosoyeon. I also watch DDM. I also watch Naomi John. I also watch Mukgang. I also watch Bennett Melt. I also watch Naomi John. Wait, I already said that, didn't I? And then I also watch Chu Young. Su Young. And Lisa Nguyen. And Gong Song. Young Bang Glip. Okay, I'll check him out in a sec. I just need to finish watching this video.
연기 나는가 봐. 야, 이거 꾸덕꾸덕하다못해. 이거는 너무 양이 많아서. 촉할 순 없을 것 같다. 나도. 세상에 대박이다. 오늘 너무 맛있게 잘 만들었다. 완전
Zermatt Neo.
I feel like when you see other people are going through the same thing, it makes you feel less alone. And there's something out there that can help.
Kurt, get more from your paycheck. Stop waiting for payday. Get a paycheck advance of up to 7.
Holy shite.
Good afternoon, people. Today, wow, this place is cool as shit. We're here in Bangkok. We're here to do what? We're here to eat Hokkien Mee again. Okay, I know I just filmed Hokkien. Their soup Hokkien Mee, right? It's amazing. But still, I prefer local Hokkien. I really like Singapore version of it. Okay.
Oh my god, I literally just threw you onto the bed on accident. I was gonna take you with me, but then I forgot and I just dropped you.